Well, it's another episode of the Brett Allan Show, a pop culture podcast where we talk to your favorite actors from film and television, music, comedy, and more. And today, I have to tell you, we're talking with Aedin Minks, Mitch from Cobra Kai. And this is our first Cobra Kai interview that we've had on the show because typically when this show comes out on Netflix, and a lot of times people do press ahead of time. And so by the time we catch up, everybody's done their press routes and nobody's available, but we're ahead of the game this time. We're talking season 4, which is due to come out New Year's Eve. Aedin, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, this is crazy because we are now, as I said, on season 4 of this amazing show, which was on YouTube Red TV, I think, initially, and then eventually migrated over to Netflix. I have to say, I watched this when it was on YouTube. So I think once it hit Netflix and gained a more global audience, I think that's really when the popularity began to take off for it. But how does it feel to be in this position and to know that you have another season coming out here in just a few weeks, really?
Yeah, it's really awesome. I'm glad to see how long the show's been going on. I think we were confirmed. During season 3 or 4, they said that they were confirmed and ready to do 5 to 6 seasons. So not they're confirmed for 5, but they were able, they had enough in their arsenal to make a lot of seasons. So I'm just glad to see how long this has been going. It's a really fun show. This has been my favorite show to work on. So getting to work on it for so long, it's really a blessing.
Yeah, I can imagine. And your character has had a lot happen over the seasons. He's really grown and just become, something different than what people were originally introduced to. Let's talk about season 4. I know there's not a lot that you can probably share. We have other cast members coming on, but from what we've seen so far, it seems like more turns and more things are happening that what we can expect. We're getting some more visitors from the past, and it just seems very exciting to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fun stuff coming up, and a lot of Easter eggs and references. What I like to do sometimes is rewatch the originals every once in a while, before I watch the new season that comes out, because there will just be little hints and references towards the originals, in the third movie, when Mr. Miyagi throws the one guy up against the light switch and it turns the lights off in the dojo. They remade that in the third season's finale fight scene where all of us are fighting in the LaRusso house, and Sam throws one of the Cobra Kais into the light switches and it turns off the lights in the house. It's just little things like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's always interesting to watch what you all are going to do because of just a lot of unexpected things. Season 3 brought back Ali, of course, which was a lot of fun. I think that was the one former cast member that people were probably the most excited about.
Yeah,
was to get her back in for a few episodes. And
definitely.
There was a lot of speculation, whether or not that was going to happen or not. And clearly it did. And so, yeah, you all have done a great job of just providing a lot of fan service to people who have watched this originally. When you first booked the role, had you seen the original films before? What was kind of your experience with that, Aedin?
Well, no, I actually only watched the Will Smith one,
okay.
The Smith one. That was the one I watched before. But then as soon as I got the audition and stuff, my mom was like, "Oh, this is for it's a spin-off of the original Karate Kids." I'm like, "Wait, in China, how are we gonna do that?" And they're like, "What? No, the originals, I didn't know about them." And then we watched all of them, and I'm like, "Oh wow, this is way better." But yeah, so after that, I got really into the originals, and I just loved them. I think the third one is my favorite. I just like Silver's energy of just how aggressive and he is.
Yeah, and it seems to be that he's going to be making some sort of return in the 4th season, which will be interesting to see how that all plays out. And of course, I spoke to somebody else who's on the show who plays the younger version of him. And
Oh,
then we
yeah.
have a couple other cast members coming on later down the road. They're calling him the quote unquote new kid on the show. So that'll be interesting. We know nothing about it, but if you can, what can we maybe expect to see without obviously revealing anything from your character this year? Are we going to see anything major happening, or we just got to hang on for the ride?
I do get a fun reveal at the end of the season. Just yeah.
Okay.
I get a fun reveal for my character at the end. Yeah. It just something fun happens. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it just must be a blast, especially having been a part of this for so long and then just having to connect with all the other cast members as well. And every season seems to deliver quite well. It's a lot of fun. I'm excited for people to see this. And again, December 31st, New Year's is when this is going to release. So if you don't have any plans for the holidays, New Year's Eve, then you have to watch this because it's going to be a lot of fun. You've been an actor for a very long time. As you mentioned, you've been a part of other projects. Aedin, what was it that interested you in acting to begin with and sort of drew you into this trajectory of this crazy world that you're a part of as an actor for sure?
Yeah, me and my brother were actually like obsessed with the Lord of the Rings movies.
Okay.
Like, we even got the extended editions where it's like 4 discs for one movie. So like it's like all that, and like we watched the behind the scenes, and that's where when we found out what acting was, we're like, oh wow, so that's what it is. It's so cool. Like dragons and trolls don't exist, but like hey, and yeah, so we just we like told our mom, like we were like, hey, we want to get into it. So I'm like, yeah, it just went off from there. Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So you've had a lot of experiences and a lot of things like this, but I imagine outside of this, you have a social life. What do friends think about the fact that you're a part of such an iconic series like Cobra Kai?
Oh yeah. Like it's fun. Like yeah, they'll just yeah. It's sorry. Yeah, basically yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to word it. I feel like I'm saying yeah a lot, but
no, you're totally
but
fine.
that,
Is it just kind of different for them, or do they treat you the same, or do they kind of tease you and
yeah,
try and get reveals from you from what's happening?
Yeah. Okay. My one friend was a huge fan of it, like even before I came on the show. Like so, I'm usually like taking pictures on set and like sending him little spoilers and just like don't show anybody, but like yeah, so like things like that. So like a lot of my friends are like really excited about it, and even a lot of mostly my friends' parents, because they're the ones that grew up in that age of like the 80s and stuff. So like, how is William? Just like all that. So yeah, it's mostly their parents that are excited, but yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Well, one last question for you, Aedin. Again, just having been a part of this for so long and been an actor, what is the best advice that you've been given so far that has really sustained you and kept you motivated going on through this job, which can also be very competitive at times, you know, especially for projects like this or maybe other things that you've been a part of in your career?
For me, it's just always been like keeping it real and like staying humble, like just like being real with people, like try not to be fake, like don't be a fake person, and like being humble, like don't get jealous of other people's success, you know, like praise them for their success, like hey, good job, and like all that stuff. Like yeah, just make friends in here, like you don't want to like be enemies with anyone.
No, I totally get it. Well, we have been chatting with Aedin Minks. Cobra Kai season 4 coming out New Year's Eve, December 31st. Put it on your calendars. Do not miss out. Aedin does an amazing job in this show, along with the fantastic cast that supports him. And we're excited to see what your character is up to next. We'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun. Aedin, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.